Hello to those of you watching Channel 6. I hope that by now you realize that the channel is alive and it is here to stay, and we want you to begin to use it. We've had meetings with a number of our agencies, such as the Board of Education. They've indicated a great interest, and they have a studio and will be submitting programs. Tuskegee University, we expect programs from the university, and of course the City Recreation Department, the Head Start Agency, the Housing Authority, Community Action Agency, all of our various agencies and organizations, and of course the churches. We expect the churches to give us your services that you will be having and programs that you will be having, and to citizens in general. If you have activities that are coming up, weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, whatever, we just want this channel to be a channel that all of us can keep informed about what is happening in Tuskegee. Now, we're going to begin to have, on a regular basis, a report from City Hall, where I can bring you a report in terms of what's happening in our city government, as well as from our Utilities Board, our Head Start Agency, and other city programs. First of all, our City Council meeting is held the second and the fourth Tuesday of each month. We invite our citizens to come to the council meetings. Come and you will have an opportunity to see firsthand what is happening in our city. And if you cannot come, these council meetings will be shown here on Channel 6. The Utilities Board is held at 5:30 on the second Wednesday of each month. Here again, we invite you to come to the Utilities Board. If you cannot come, the Utilities Board meetings will also be shown on Channel 6. I know all of you, we're all concerned about utilities because we have just come through perhaps one of the coldest winters in recent time here in our area. And because of that, and because of the extended reading period, we found electrical bills in particular higher than they had been in many, many years. And so to all of you, we obviously apologize for it, but there is really nothing that can be done when you actually use the energy. What we do encourage is for you to contact us, and we'd be happy to come out and do an energy audit on your home. There may be some suggestions we can give you about ways you can conserve energy and hopefully drive your bills down. I looked at my bill recently, and boy, it certainly does look much better than it did during December, January, and February. Things are back down to normal. We're also very pleased. I met on last night as a member of the board of the Community Action Agency. We want to thank the Community Action Agency for they have been able to help many of our low-income citizens with their electrical utility bills, and we thank them for that. And that support has already been expended and completed for this phase. We're now looking forward to having some help available for energy costs, electrical costs during the summer months when it's very, very hot, and cooling is an issue. And we want to make sure that senior citizens in particular do have some assistance when needed. Seniors and low-income people, and Community Action will be able to help in that regard as well. So let me just sum it up as it relates to the utilities. Our utility system is still operating. From time to time we do have blackouts, but is not due to negligence. It's because someone hits a electrical pole and knocks it down, or we have some transmission problem from the Alabama Power Company, which provides us. But generally speaking, our electrical system is operating at a 99.9% efficiency level. We're very pleased about that. And the reason why is we have replaced old electrical transmission lines. We have cleared the route away from the electrical lines throughout our entire system. And so while many cities and counties and areas were complaining about not having electrical power, we did have power through the most severe cold period rather. And we had it because we had planned well, we had cleared our electrical lines, and we did not have icy limbs. The weight of those icy limbs, they break from the trees and they fall on the lines and knock out the lines. We didn't have that. So let me just hasten to say we are honored and proud to be able to serve all of our citizens on the electrical system. Electricity, water system is operating well. We're meeting our inspections. The quality of the water is good. The wastewater treatment system, as you know, we have a $10 million project underway to close out the South Sewage Treatment Plant and redirect the wastewater from the South Sewage Treatment Plant to the North Sewage Treatment Plant. That's about a 10-mile distance. And of course, we are running the new line to that north plant. That's a major project for us, over $10 million. It is well underway, and we are required by the Attorney General of the state and the Environmental Protection Agency to make this correction, and we're in the process of completing that project. We also have underway a sewage improvement project on Franklin Road. The lines on Franklin Road are old. They serve the Tuskegee Institute community, and we're going to upgrade those lines. And so the work you see on Franklin Road is funded by the State Department of Transportation, and once completed, it will improve the service in that general area. The other project that will be getting underway later this year is the resurfacing and widening, if you will, of Old Montgomery Road right through the campus from St. Andrew's Church all the way to Franklin Road. The campus road, as you know, is quite bumpy. It's an old road. It's the old federal road. And we have gotten the approval to resurface that road through the university campus. And we will also, in that same process, put up cautions to make sure that the students have safe crosswalks and that kind of thing, because the traffic going through the campus must flow, but we do not want any students to be injured in the process. So those are two major projects that are underway. Improving the sewer lines on Franklin Road, which has incidentally now been renamed, a portion of it, Amelia Boynton Street, in honor of Mrs. Amelia Boynton Robinson, who's just a historic civil rights icon, bless her heart, over 100 years young and still alive and well. So those two major projects are underway, Franklin Road and plans in the future to resurface the road through the campus. Now, let's talk about the city. I know all of you are concerned about these potholes in the street. I am too. A lot of times you have to dodge them, but they're not only in Tuskegee, they're in Montgomery and they're all over. And what happens is during the icy storms and the wet weather, the roads are in disrepair and we can't repair them. So now that we're coming into the time where the weather is nice, we will be able to have a massive street repair program underway. We will be patching streets, and there are some cases where we will actually resurface some of the streets in our city. So do not despair. We are going to have a street repair program underway very, very soon. Stay in touch with your city council members. As a matter of fact, we're urging council members to also come on Channel 6 and announce their council meetings, which are held in their neighborhood meetings rather, which are held in their council districts. So at some point, we expect to hear from Council Lady Moon, and she will announce her council meeting. Council Lady Alla Whitehead will announce her meeting, and Council Member Christopher Lee will make his announcement as well. And of course, from time to time, our Mayor Pro Tem, the Honorable Council Member at Large and Mayor Pro Tem Haygood will also come on from time to time. We're going to use this channel to keep you informed. So not only will we be talking about repairing streets, but we're also concerned about police protection, and you are too, to make sure we do everything that we can to keep our communities safe. We're asking and encouraging our neighborhoods to reactivate their neighborhood watch programs if you're not conducting and participating in that program. And if your community is interested in that program, just contact the Chief of Police. He'll be happy to work with you on that. So public safety is a concern, protecting the lives and the property of the people in our city. Let's also talk about business in our city. I want to thank the citizens again for paying the sales tax. It's now 10 cents, the same as it is in Montgomery, and it's comparable to what it is in the other areas. But with the sales tax revenue, we've been able to do some things, improve the police department in terms of manpower, automobiles and equipment. We have been able to work on the streets. We have been able to support our recreation department. We have now a full-time recreation department. They're busy all the time. They just came through the football season, and now they're into the baseball season, and they're going to have all kinds of activities to keep our young people busy. Our parks and recreational facilities are being upgraded. This summer you can expect to have the pool open and operational. You can expect to have the baseball fields opened. Soccer is open to be played in our city and will be played in our city. And we even have a semi-pro football team that's playing in the city. And stay tuned. Some of their games will probably be advertised here as well. It was good to be out at Tuskegee University last Saturday to see the spring game, to see the coach and the team, and they're getting ready for the football season next year. And we're hopeful to also be able to at least reruns from the football games at Tuskegee University. And in talking to Superintendent Brooks at the Board of Education, Patrick, she indicated that we could even stream and film the high school football games and high school basketball games and activities that take place in the Macon County school system. So we're looking forward to those activities being shown as well. Just excited in this town about all the things that have been happening out at the Tuskegee Airmen National Historic Site. I mean, it's really alive out there. It's like going back to old 1942. That place is alive, and the Tuskegee Airmen, though we're losing them, their legacy is growing, and it is alive. Because not only did we have the dedication a month or so ago, which was a splendid affair. Just this week we had the dedication of the postal stamp in honor of Chief Alfred Anderson. Chief C. Alfred Anderson, who was everyone's pilot, he is officially known as a father of African American military aviation, because he was the first instructor for the Tuskegee Airmen at Moulton Field. He was my pilot, and he taught Chappie James and B.O. Davis and so many others to fly, and he will be remembered. And it was good to see his son Charles and his son, and to hear from his granddaughter. Chief's granddaughter, Christina, was not able to come, but it was a good program, a great honor, a great dedication in remembrance of Chief Anderson. I had the opportunity to go up to Pennsylvania and to participate in the dedication of the stamp, the ceremony that was held in Pennsylvania in his hometown near Philadelphia, and to also now be able to say that we had the dedication here in Tuskegee makes us all very, very happy. So Chief, we're keeping your memory alive, and we're very proud of what you were able to do as a father of African American aviation here in Tuskegee. So that's good. I met recently with the director of the VA hospital to talk to him about our goal to try and get the VA hospital declared as a National Historic Site, for it is just as important as the Tuskegee Airmen, because the role that the VA hospital played in medicine in terms of African Americans is just as significant as the role played by African Americans in aviation. Tuskegee VA, just like Moulton Field and the Tuskegee Airmen, just as important, and that too should become a National Historic Park site. And so our goal is to work hard to try to get that designation. I met recently in Washington with Congressman Rogers on this issue. Dr. Jenkins and the director of the VA hospital, Mr. Talton, all of us have talked about it, and we would like to see it happen. And we're not going to rest here again until we get it done. All of these things take time, but one thing you know about me is we never give up until we get it done, or if we see that it cannot be done, we'll let you know it can't be done, and we'll give up on it. But until then, our goal is to have the Central Veterans Health Agency, or CAVIS as it's called, the VA hospital declared as a National Historic Site. That's our goal. Now, that will not interfere with the service of the VA that they provide to the veterans. That would go on, would not be affected. But all of those historic buildings, Patrick, over there where the director's office was, and the historic buildings as you come into the VA on the right, and all of the cottages that were used to house the doctors and the nurses. There's so much history there. 1923, when Dr. Moulton took the leadership to establish, have the VA hospital located here, all of that history needs to be captured and shared with the world, because the VA's contribution to medicine in America and the world is unprecedented, and it needs to be established as a National Historic Site for medicine, blacks in medicine and health. That needs to be captured and remembered. Let me just wrap up this time. As I said, we'll be coming to you from time to time. Talked to Dr. Winston the other day. He's excited about the new businesses he's bringing to Washington Plaza. Those businesses, he's finalizing contracts there. The city's going to help them entice those businesses and new businesses by giving them a rebate back on the sales tax that's collected to help them, because it takes a lot to get that shopping center ready. And I want everyone to understand that we support business in this community. Recently, the council and the utility board met to discuss what we needed to do to keep our commitment and to close out our effort to make sure that we never have a problem again in this section near City Hall with Lake Tuskegee. Two, all of you know how it used to flood in this area, and it affected the businesses and also affected Highway 80 and blocked the highway and was just an environmental problem. Well, the work has been done, and we now have been working, and we hope to be able to work on one final project which will allow us to close out an old abandoned pipe put in by the city many years ago on that side where the Freemans are located and the dollar store is located, and the old Telefairs restaurant, all of that old area there. We hope to close out a pipe there. The Freemans have given us an easement so that we can work to close that project out once and for all. Once it's closed out, they'll be able to develop along that area, relocate the Freeman's pharmacy, and they have room for 3 other businesses in that area. So we hope to work with them with the blessings of the Attorney General and our legal advisors to close out that project. But that would mean new businesses for us, new revenue, new sales tax, new utility customers in that area. Plus, it looks so bad. It will look very nice along that thoroughfare across from the municipal complex. We also, we're working with Minister Sharif. We're hopeful that within the next couple weeks, we hope to see them open up the Blue Seas restaurant, the Nation of Islam. They have 2 nice restaurants in Atlanta. I've dined at one of them. They plan to open up a restaurant in Taliaferros, and the name of the restaurant will be Blue Seas, and it will be a nice restaurant in downtown Tuskegee. I want to commend Pastor Hoffman. He has done a great job, he and his church and his followers, by establishing another welcome center in our city. We already have the Multicultural Center, which is our official welcome center for the city and the county. But Pastor Hoffman has developed an incubator type of operation in the old Goodwill building. It's very nice in there. You should go in there. He plans to have, not plans to, they have several businesses in one location. It's like a one-stop shopping plaza. You can go in there and you can see all kinds of outlets and shop right there and receive various services right there. But that's a good shot in the arm for the downtown, because we want to revitalize the downtown area. I'm also very pleased to say that the Tuskegee University Foundation has purchased the old country store, Dr. Tarver's building downtown on the west side of the square. That's a major investment for them to invest in downtown. Tuskegee University, Patrick, back in the day, Mrs. Washington, one of Dr. Washington's wives, not sure whether it was Margaret Murray or which one it was, But she was very active in the downtown area. She had one of our programs in downtown, I think in that actual building. It's good to have the university visible in downtown Tuskegee, again. It is our goal to revitalize downtown so that the students at Tuskegee University and the general population will focus on downtown, will shop in downtown, will spend time in downtown, will have activities on the square. And that's another thing. We hope to have this square, the square busy this summer with cultural events, with all kinds of fairs and activities in our city, so that people will want to come downtown. And speaking of fairs, we had a very successful spring festival, spring fair. I want to thank Pastor Wisdom for making his shopping parking lot available at Washington Plaza. Boy, I hadn't been to the carnival in a long time. It was great. I enjoyed the Polish sausages and the food that they had. I didn't go up on the Ferris wheel, but I can tell you there were long lines of people who just had a great time at the fair here in Tuskegee. So someone called me. I'm not sure if it was young people. They said, "Mr. Mayor, can we get a carnival to come to town again?" And so we found them and contacted them, and they came, and it's going to be a regular thing. We'll probably have them here several times a year. Not only the carnival and the fair, but we want to have a circus. There's a soul circus that we had once before. Frank Walker's family is involved in that, but we expect to get them back, the circus. And also rodeo and that kind of thing. Red Gordon, we'll get him involved in that. So Tuskegee is alive. That's what we want. We want more businesses, and we want more activities. Out on Exit 38, yes, Patrick, that is the proposal you had a chance to see. We're proposing, and we'll have another meeting within the next week, next Friday, as a matter of fact. We'll bring together all the stakeholders around the table, because Exit 38 is our front door. I can tell you what we are planning there: a hotel, 24-hour service station, C-store, convenience store, as well as we've been in touch with Zaxby's and what's the other one, Waffle House, and others. And of course, on one side would be commercial development, and on the other side, Tuskegee University, the foundation again, wants to put a very nice 3 to 4 story building, office complex, which will be available for office purposes and also the work of the foundation. We've talked to several of our agencies. The Park Service wishes to relocate their headquarters in that building, and just a number of others. And so we're working on both sides of Exit 38 as you come into our city on Tuskegee Airmen Boulevard. I named that Tuskegee Airmen Boulevard when I was in the legislature in honor of our Tuskegee Airmen. So on one side, when you get off the interstate, you'll have commercial businesses, and on the left side, we'll have the Tuskegee University Research Technology Park and building on the left side. And of course, Moulton Field, $108,000 will be spent this year from FAA to develop plans. Next year, we hope to finalize our plans to extend the runway another 1,500 feet, and to have instrument landing capacity for planes to come in. So major development is underway at the airport to cut the trees and to make it a very nice little airport that all of us can be proud of. I want to also announce that we plan to build a new terminal at the airport. And one of the things we'd like to have in the airport is also ground transportation, a terminal for the bus station. You know, we no longer have a Greyhound bus station coming into town. Well, that's not good. We want the Greyhound station in Tuskegee again for our students and seniors and others who like to take the bus and leave the driving to us. That's the theme of Greyhound, and we want to get that going again. So we met with the Greyhound officials, and they like the idea of being able to just, instead of coming all the way downtown, of course we'd like to have them come downtown, but as a compromise to getting them back to the town, I said, why don't we compromise? Why don't we set up a terminal for you at the airport? So it'll be very easy for them to just pull off of I-85, make the stop at the airport, pick up passengers there, as well as luggage and freight, and then they can be back on the interstate and on to Montgomery or to Auburn or wherever else they have to go. So that too is in the works. Our goal is to truly make Tuskegee once again a place where all of us can say with pride, welcome to Tuskegee, Alabama, the home of Tuskegee University, the pride of the swift-growing South, land of Booker T. Washington and Dr. George Washington Carver, and yes, the Adams family, the land and the home of and the birthplace of Mrs. Rosa Parks. And so as the city of Montgomery and the city of Selma, as they get ready to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the march from Selma to Montgomery, and as they get ready to celebrate their history and their involvement in the civil rights movement, we are also going to celebrate here in Tuskegee, because we have just as much history and we have been involved just as much as any other place in America in the civil rights struggle, and our history is unprecedented, unparalleled in terms of its richness, in terms of its value, in terms of its significance, in terms of our history and our people making contributions to aviation, to medicine, to culture, to education, to science, and to technology. Tuskegee, Alabama, the city that sitteth upon a hill, as Dr. Leonard states in his poem. We have a poem in honor of Tuskegee, the city that sitteth upon a hill, whose light cannot be hid. We are proud of this place, proud of all of you, and we want you to know that we will be coming to you on Channel 6, and we want you to come to us through Channel 6 by publicizing your events and your activities through Channel 6. So again, thank you for viewing this report from City Hall, and we will see you again very soon, so stay tuned.